All right, audio check. Audio check, video check. Audio check, video check. All right, George, good to see you. Kathy, good to see you. Burnett, good to see you. Stinky Inky, good to have you in the house. Good to see you, Scott. I tried to get that video that you sent and I couldn't do it. So let me get started with a little bit of music, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do today. Have a good time.
Everybody, let me hear you clap your hands.
Harry, good to see you. Dave Trudell, good to see you. Hello, Tammy. Gordon. Richard Jackson, good to see you. This episode's about Scott Saccone from Planet X News. I've got something to say to Scott Saccone from Planet X News. Fernando Herrera in the house.
I'm gonna sell my beer collectors. I ain't paying no bills this week.
Hello, Richard. Good to see you.
Sell my beer collectors. I ain't paying no bills this week. I can't do it, can't do it. Y'all are gonna spin it how I wanna. Save your people in my own simple truth. I feel like walking. Can I walk?
Let's walk. This is what we're going to talk about, folks.
It's the weekend. I feel like walking.
All right, that was Mike. Not Mike, it's Mr. Sip and the Mississippi Blues Band. Mr. Sip and the Mississippi Blues Band. And I have the right to use their music. Folks, you're riding live with Bobby Allen. And first of all, I want to clear the air and make sure there's no misunderstanding. I'm exercising my First Amendment right as an American citizen to exercise my First Amendment right as an American citizen, like I said, freedom of speech. Now that allows me and you to say anything we want, anytime we want, anywhere we want, anywhere we want. I'm also, hello Adana, I'm also exercising my right as a citizen journalist to report, reply, distribute whatever kind of information I want. Because it is people like myself and you that are now the new mainstream media, the citizen journalists. And what I want to do is, I sent a message out. I haven't heard anything today. Hello, David. I haven't heard anything back yet, but I tried to send a message out to Scott Saccone. And if any of you out here know Scott, you can get him on your messenger. Tell him to come on and be my guest. And let me get side by side with him. And first of all, I don't want to take away from anything that Scott Saccone and Dr. Elbers have done. They do a hell of a job. A hell of a job. But at the same time, Scott comes down hard on people that are trying to do the same thing, that research the same thing from a different angle. From a different angle. Hello, Adana again. Rossi, hello. From a different angle. Some people research the NIBIRU story through the ancient text, where it is in there. And I'm not talking about the writings of Zechariah Sitchin. Scott does good work. Chuck Taylor. I'm talking about the Colburn Bible, the Quran, the Holy Bible, the ancient Chinese text, Dead Sea Scrolls, the Book of Enoch, and what's been drawn and written all around the world on the cave walls, rocks drawings, and all that stuff. So Scott was on this morning. I've listened to a couple of them. I agree kind of with what he's saying, but maybe he doesn't hear himself. And I want you to hear what he has to say about a fellow Planet X researcher. See, Scott is the expert in watching whatever comes around the sun on the Soho or something. But I don't see Scott Saccone explaining the cloud formations, the curvatures in the sky, the shadows of light as these planets pass. And for some strange reason, he thinks that the only planets that are here is what he sees on the Soho. There's not. There's more. He admitted today that he contradicted himself that, that planet's huge. They're all huge. They're all swimming around in a fishbowl above us. They do pass through, whether it's 35 years, 350 years, or 3,500 years. Who cares about a zero? The most important thing is for us to unite, continue to try to wake the world up, and not step on anybody else's toes unless you catch them in a flat out, debunkable, in-your-face lie. So this is Scott this morning, and I got no problem putting him on the screen. Hello, Linda. He called for it. Wants somebody to talk to him. Hello, Amy. Wants somebody to talk to him. Challenge him. Step up. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm just looking to say you need to back off from people that are doing the same thing you are from a different angle. Does everybody understand what a different angle means? Some people take photos in the sky. Some people read. Some people observe. The comment made about the USGS person the other day that gave some information to somebody. It was emailed to me, and I read it right on the air. Made a video about it. All right? Made a video about it. Got some good response. I don't have 80, 90, 200,000 subscribers. I got about 405. But I know one thing, my penetration and my watch time and my percentage of videos watched by the number of subscribers I have is almost 50% to 60% higher than anybody else out there. But do I brag about it? Hell no. And that's probably the only time you hear me say it. Now, I happen to have a pointer tonight. So what I'm going to be able to do is to point, because I've gone through my pictures. I'm going to be able to point in the circle, and this is what he was talking about yesterday. Or he talking about his capture on the 19th. That's right, Richard. He got that picture off the Soho or whichever one it was, cleaned it up. Looks like to me a planet with a hole in it. We've all seen that somewhere before. But what I want to do is I want to not expose. I just want to let you hear how a fellow Planet X truther talks about other people who are taking their time and working their ass off as well to try to come to some conclusion. So here's Scott Saccone, Planet X News. And it gives me great privilege to play this.
We're not going to see it again until the last couple of days of the month. And then we lose sight of it again. And then it's going to make its way back down. So all of my captures throughout the last several years, like I said, I've put all of this into a journal format, and I ended up loading all of it into my calendar in my computer. And that's the way that I really started to analyze the observation.
Now let me explain to you what he's talking about here. Scott has, as far as I know, and I'm not saying he hasn't, I asked him today to share with us photos from 12 months in a row. This object here, stellar core, whatever they want to call it, he says rotates around the sun about once every 30 days. And the way he talks about it is that's his Planet X. Goes behind the sun and comes back out, yada, 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 yada. So I asked today through Facebook, because I haven't heard him answer my messenger, and I asked him to show us the photos that he's collected from every month for the last year. And I haven't gotten them back. So let's continue to listen to how he's about to talk about his fellow researchers.
Evidence, not just my opinions, not just my thoughts or my theory, or it's not even a hypothesis. It's becoming fact, just a plain fact. Also the positioning according to these dates on one calendar month.
Listen to this.
So it's not a 3,600-year orbit. It's not some, I don't know, whatever Gil Broussard has been saying once again, some 350 or 250-year whatever. This object is not coming in. Folks, come on, man. See, this is where I get frustrated, because I've been showing people the evidence for years, but yet people still persist in moving in some opposite direction away from the observational truth. Folks, what do you think I do? You think I draw these pictures up with crayons?
It's a reference to Sam Hoffman. I'll get back to that in a little bit.
I mean, you can go look at it for yourself. I always show you and tell you where I got the evidence. You can go look at it for yourself.
Now, there is where his ego has grabbed him by the ass, and you see the true color. You see the true color. he thinks, for some strange reason, that his work is the only work that proves anything, and he's entirely wrong. He's entirely wrong. His expertise and Dr. Ellsberg's expertise is what they're producing off this Soho calendar. I don't hear him going outside and explaining the cloud formations that Sam puts on his crayon drawings. Okay? Well, I got something better for you, Scott. I got some pictures that show the same thing the crayon drawings do. I got pictures that show the crayon drawings. And just because you've been into this for a few years doesn't mean that the 300,000 years of records of this thing coming through here, the pole shifts, the sunken cities, the Exodus, all the sinking of Atlantis, all the things that have happened because of this solar system. It's a binary solar system, Scott, and you said it yourself. You guys call it one picture of three objects. You didn't see it very often. Hey, just because it's not coming around the sun or passing in front of the sun doesn't mean it isn't there. And second of all, how do you believe what you see on these damn cameras? We've been lied to our entire lives. Lied to our entire lives. Let's continue on. Excuse me. You know, I don't have all the fancy gear. I just do it from the rough. I do it as best I can.
On TV. This is real life.
You got a real nice picture here.
If the people that you are following on the boob tube and face puke,
and he's
if they're not showing you hardcore scientific observational evidence, then what are you doing there? What are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're simply clouding your mind, and you're getting further and further and further away from the truth and the science.
Thank you, Richard. Oh, I'm kicking it.
And then you don't know which way to go. Oh, do I believe what he's saying, or do I believe what he's saying? Oh, but he's got some pretty good posters, but I don't know, man. That guy over there, Planet X News, boy, he's got some pretty good pictures. But I don't know. I kind of like that guy over there with the posters, but I don't like that guy from Planet X News because he's cocky. He's a bully.
Hello, Erica.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if I have to, I will bully my way to get to the truth. Like me, love me, hate me, it is what it is. But anyways, I thought that the photographs, these captures, were just absolutely intense looking at these.
And they are intense. They are intense. Now, what he's actually showing you here is a photograph that was taken, a capture that he has on 11/4/2007. Hello, David Wilkes. Hello, Maggie Gill. Some 12 years ago. Well, I don't want to break anybody's bubble, Scott, but that system is a very slow system as it comes through. And we don't know any more than we were taught or that we've learned. And think outside the box. And in no way am I jumping your ass. Too bad. Too much. Okay? But what I'm saying is that you can't be jumping on it. Sam Hoffman, myself, I've been watching this since 2004. 2005, when the skies first began to really change, and the government has put together a pretty good show up there. A pretty good show up there. So I think that as a researcher, that you need to back off a little bit. Instead of sitting around condemning anybody, everybody, other than yourself, like you're the god of Planet X, you're not. You're a vital part of the puzzle, but you are not the only piece to this puzzle. By the way, that's a nice poster you have on the wall. Let's listen to him some more.
You know, see what comes up. There is a whole bunch of information. Some will be very critical, kind of, you know, debunking. They will all use the idea of the orbit and precession of Mercury and its orbit. And they will all resort back to Einstein's theory of general relativity. Other than that, they ain't got shit. That's it. So there's quite a bit. There's some videos. You can create some more cloudiness in your mind. But you ever notice that it's always close to 1 million years ago?
He's talking about the...
Anyways, when it did go off, that land tends to sink. And then you see here in the cross section of the Long Valley caldera, you'll see the concealed magma. There's another magma chamber underneath, blah, 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 blah. Well, why hasn't it done anything in the past 100,000 years? Who knows? Do the scientists know? Probably not. If they held a press conference today and they had these smart asses or these smart scientists up there talking to all of you, again, goes back to the authority figure.
He's talking about Sam Hoffman here, I think.
On the subject matter. And as long as they're sitting there and, you know, in their press conference and they're speaking intelligently, everybody would believe them. Yeah, that's the problem with mainstream science now. Just because Tyson Neil deGrasse, you know, the black guy that makes a mockery of astronomy, thinks he's a comedian. But, yeah, and anything he says, people believe it. But see, he's a paid actor. And he will say whatever they pay him to say, and he will read the script that he was. And there are many, many physicists that take that path, and that's what they study.
I put this a little bit forward.
So once these particles, they get down in there, trillions of them, and they're bouncing and smashing off of each other, and each one of those collisions is producing energy and heating up and pressurizing everything within that chamber, that magma chamber. Now, we've had 2 big earthquakes in this area, so now we know that ground has been fractured. That ground is now unstable. Will that caldera go off in this lifetime? Nobody can say. Not even the boys in green at the USGS. Not even the guy that did a video on YouTube stating that he had inside information and talked to the people at the USGS, and shit, they told him, "Son bitch, you better get out of town. The Long Valley caldera is going to go." Hey, look, you don't believe me? You ask Dutch Sense if the USGS would ever tell you the damn truth, or they would ever talk to some regular guy. and give him that kind of information. Hell no. They would never do that. Ever.
So, that right there is what I'm talking about. Now, he's smarter than the USGS all of a sudden. So, Scott Saccone, thank you for all you do. And we appreciate it. I appreciate it. But you're not the only researcher that has information that is vital to what we're looking at. You're one piece of the puzzle. You are not the only piece of the puzzle. You're riding live with Bobby Allen. And what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm letting Scott Saccone know that he's not the glorified father, creator of Planet X research. He sits around and watches the stuff coming around the sun off of Soho. I've seen him post a couple of pictures. And this ain't going to be pretty. You know, there's ships all around us watching what's happening. This is a cosmic Super Bowl getting ready to happen because of the changes that are happening in the geopolitical thing. The white hats coming from the dark times and rising to the light. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take you so that I find my little mousey. Here he is. To my photos that I've put together. And that's for those of you that don't know, he commented about Marshall Masters, made a stupid comment about him. He made a stupid comment about Sam Hoffman. He made a comment, I assume, about me or the person that sent me the email. Well, here I want to let you folks know. Now, I got this photograph in 2007, and I was told when I got it, it was from 1992 from the Hubble telescope as it went as far out as it could, and it looked and found the NIBIRU system out in space. Now, red Kachina, blue Kachina, hell, NIBIRU, Herboculus. There's a huge, giant, dead dwarf star in the center, supposedly 8 times the size of Earth. I mean, it's 8 times the size of Jupiter. It's a huge, I've got a picture of it. It's a huge thing. Now, right here is a picture that I took in South Carolina, 2014, 45 minutes before sunrise. And you can see the nipple here. You can see the curvature here of a planet that is actually sitting on top of us. Hello, Danny Kane. Hello, Juan Carlos. Danny, good to see you, buddy. There's a picture I took. There's the sun. What's that? Rising through. Scott Saccone, can you explain to us the different colors we're seeing at night? Why do we see yellow, green, purple, light orange, red? Do you know why? Let me give you a little hint. It's the reflection of the planets that are passing nearby. And I don't want to sound like an asshole. But hey, I never ran from a fight that I couldn't stand up to either. Here they are showing you right here. This is off the cuneiform tablets that there was a war. You see the atomic bomb? As before, it will be again. There's a major nuclear war here. And guess what, folks? It looks like we might be heading to one ourselves. Now, my personal opinion is, I don't believe the benevolent star sisters, star brothers that are here are going to allow any nuclear-headed weapons to come kill a population. I don't believe they'll allow that to happen. This is the winged disc. NIBIRU, the big flying craft. Here's an underwater sunken city off the Bahamas. Same thing in Japan. Same thing in India. Now, excuse me. This damn thing. Right here. That's a picture I took 2011, 2012. All right, look at the dates on here. This is 12/14/2018. Look at the date. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Are they planets? I assume so. This is 2016. This is a refraction. There's the Earth. Look at that massive something that's out there. This was taken in February 2018. This is the NIBIRU ship and the trail of whatever it is behind it. Here's your planet passing. This was 2016. That's the planet with the hole in it. Here's your NIBIRU going down again. This thing's not being very cooperative with me. Of course, I'm not very smart. Right here is next to the sun. This is a picture that I took of the moon, and look what's next to the moon, trying to get into the moon in my moon video. The exact same thing. Moon, sun. Somebody calls it the cyborg. I don't know. I don't have a name for it. Now, for those of you that think they're really airplanes flying out and laying the contrails, you can take a look here. It's manifested into the orb. Maybe that's a smiley face. There it is, blown up. Is that a demon? I don't know. Just thought it was interesting. Here is that object approaching the moon. Scott Ross, good to see you. Brenda Strider, good to see you. Glad to have you all here with me. We're all in this together, folks. So it's your job to wake somebody up. Now, this is a picture taken by Ide. This is what they show you on TV. Star Wars. Kind of looks like that, maybe. What is the media moguls, those assholes? What do? Put it right in your face. That way they can go to bed at night and say, oh, I told them. They hide it in plain sight. This is off of a webcam. It's a planet that's striped. Is it Jupiter or is it Uri? I don't know. There's a cyborg again. Blown up a little bit. This is out of one of the, those things on the ground that look straight up. You can see the planet right there. You can see this is a Empire orb. This stuff's just out there. I don't know what it means. But I know one thing. I'm not scared to share it. And I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying we got some stuff going on that most people don't know about. So you get a chance to wake them up. Here's a picture. This came from Georgia, from Britton Posey. No, excuse me. This is Sam's. Look at that. Look at the curve. That's a ball sitting on top of you. Sitting on top of us. You can't hide that. You can't hide it. This is a picture I took of the sun last year in Berkeley, California. Look at it being pinched off. It actually looks like NIBIRU with the disc. Here's another one. It's an awful light. But there it is. There's the curve. Now, let's move on to the shadows. I tell you who's very good about the shadows is Jamie Klinger, Real News, Planet X. But this is about the shading. You can see Uri, a Two's moon, maybe Napsi, Istam, and Istam has a yellow sun. It's got Saccone. These planets do have names. They were written in the ancient text. Just because you haven't taken a picture of 5 planets and 9 moons or whatever coming around the sun does not mean they are not there. Where are your pictures like this? Why don't you have the total package in your toolbox? Instead of a picture from 2007 and something you got the other day coming around the corner because you had to be at the right place at the right time. I'm asking for 12 months. You say it's on a 30-day cycle. You say you've got a book full of shit. Show it to us. Line up 12 months in a row. This is July. Let me see June's, May, April, March, February, January. Hell, go back 6 months and you'll impress me. Go back 6 months and you'll impress me. Now, this picture here was taken at a Trump rally. And look at everybody looking up, looking forward. Nobody's looking in the back. And this seer, this orb, whatever you want to call it, has passed through the crowd. Nobody's looking at it. Nobody's looking at it. We see these all the time from the FAA webcams and the other webcams in the hotels. Thank you, David. I got my own too. If not, I borrowed them, but I tell people that they're not mine. This isn't mine. I didn't take this one. I know one thing. You're riding live with Bobby Allen. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Bobby Allen Truth Factory. It's commercial free. Commercial free. And I cover a little bit of everything. The JFK assassination, deep state, QAnon, the satanic Luciferian draconian motherfuckers that run this planet that put this illegal, fake reality that we've been raised into. That we've been raised into. That everything we hear is a lie. Hang on a second. Bear with me. This is a picture I took. That's the planet. There's the reflection, lens flare of it. Perfect. They move together when we move the camera. It's legit. If who supports Trump? No one said anything political about this. I haven't said one word about supporting Trump. If you were to listen, I said that picture was taken at a Trump rally. Okay? God, people, get your heads out of your ass. Get your heads out of your ass, people. I'm sitting here at a nursing home recovering from an irreversible ileostomy. Got another 90 days or so to go before I'm out. And then when I'm out, I'm on the go. I'm going to go spend time with my friends that I never made it to in Pasco, Rhode Island before I died again. You know, I've been dead now 3 times in the last 6 months. I'm thankful. It wasn't my time. Hell, I'm ready to get out of this vessel. All right. Here's a combo package just to show you the similarities. This is what the deep state has shown us. This is what the cameras show us. Pictures like Scott's take. I'm not saying Scott Saccone's no good. I haven't said that at all. I just said, Scott, you're not the only piece of the puzzle. This is a picture taken by Ian Hastings. The original's in here somewhere. Just a minute. It was filtered, but you can see the sun. She took this right after sunrise off the coast of Massachusetts. There's your sun. There's the planet. See, folks, that's research. That's not coming from some show that's something that's being monitored and supplied by the federal government. Hello, Adam. You are in the house, Arlington, Texas, in the house. I'm glad to have everybody here that's out here. Okay? I'm just letting off some steam, and I'm just taking up for all of us and trying to make everybody realize that we're in this together. Now, I'm about to wrap this up. On the bottom of your screen, there's Sam's colored drawings. Now, if you've ever studied Gil Broussard and studied his work, he does go back, way back to the Bible. And he does show about every 3. And his theory is that it wasn't 3,600 years, it was only 360. Because they didn't have the second zero or whatever he thought. You know, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with Gil. You don't have to agree with Scott. You don't have to agree with Paul Begley. You don't have to agree with Gina. You don't have to agree with any of us. The thing that you're supposed to do is to research this for yourself and draw your own conclusions. Draw your own conclusions. You figure out whether this is for you or not for you. This is the shit you've been lied to your entire lives. We got a lot more than any rockets. We got some super space program. You want Trump announce it because he's going to take it over because the deep state had it. You know, do some research with Gil Broussard. Every 360 years or so, he can show you something that happened drastically on this earth. Every 3,600 years it's written. You don't see Rex Bear talking down about it. It's not true. It happens every 30 days. First of all, whatever you're watching is rotating every 30 days. That's not the big boy, Planet X. See, what most people don't understand is it's not the planet NIBIRU that causes the pole shift or the crustal shift. It's the sun, Herboculus, Nemesis, is sitting behind the sun, kind of stuck right now. All right? So you've been riding live with Bobby Allen. Been riding live with Bobby Allen. Hello, everybody. All right? Is there anybody that doesn't agree with me? That we're all in this together? Because we are. We're all in this together. So go ahead and take a bite of the red pill. Hang on a second. Let's have a little bit of fun here on the way out. What do y'all think, huh? We need to relax a little bit. Everybody need to relax a little bit. Was I polite? Was I polite, kind, courteous? Scott, like I said, you're not the only piece. You're a vital piece. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm saying you're not the only one. You are not the only one. So what we're going to do is...
New for summer.
Hang on.
Bud Light Lemon Tea. New for summer.
Hang on 1 second. Folks, you guys keep your heads up. Keep your head up. Stay alert, stay alive. Go outside and watch the clouds change above you. Watch them. Do your own research. Hey, if you stay off of the damn TV, there's plenty of time during the day to watch. Myself, Mr. BB3, Dabu, Planet X News, the dude from Matt Rogers, to watch him. Okay? From all over. You can do that. There's more than one way, more than one educational thing to see, to figure out your own, what you think for yourselves. All right.
My man still worked and still would.
You've been riding live with Bobby Allen. Thanks for coming.
Behind us now. The good times really over for good. I wish Coke was still cola. A joint, a bad place to be. It was back before Nixon lied to us all on TV. Before microwave ovens, when a girl could still cook and chop wood.
Marshall Masters.
Free life behind us now. The good times really over for good. And are we rolling downhill like a snowball headed for hell?
Dr. Robert Harrington. They killed him in about 90 days after he released the article.
No kind chance for the flag old Liberty Bell.
That was all the pyramid walls.
And Chevy will still last 10 years like they should.
Sam Hoffman. That's the picture right there. Look at the curve. I took that in Savannah, Georgia.
Behind us now.
Pre-sunrise.
A good time. Pretty over for good.
Excuse me.
And stop rolling downhill like a snowball headed for hell. Stand up for the flag and let's all ring the Liberty Bell. Let's make a Ford and Chevy that still last 10 years like it should. best of free life is still yet to come.
That's NIBIRU, the ship. NIBIRU, the ship. Mike Hall, the godfather of truth music. That's Mike Hall. He's a music director.
We won't dedicate that song to George Bush.
Mike does a hell of a job. He's the music director and the official music of the Bobby Allen Truth Factory. Thanks you for all you do, Mike. There's the curve again. It's not real clear on this picture. There's the curve.
No Alan Jackson song like we've done it in a while. Excuse me.
Wow.
Man,
could you imagine that?
can you help me?
Wait till someone hears sound. Let me hear the word Photoshop.
Place a night with you today. No, ma'am. Tomorrow may be too late.
Come on in, Manly, if you want.
Have it start.
My roommate Manly's coming in.
Right
Big dog.
No, ma'am.
Yep. Yep.
This is personal. She means everything to me. Wanted one good-hearted woman who forgives imperfection in a man she once loved. Wanted just one chance to tell her I miss her, and she means the world. I can't be sorry enough. No, that's all I want to say. She means so much to me, and I miss her day to day. No, ma'am. Tomorrow may be too late.
All right, folks, you've been riding live with Bobby Allen. I got to go. Scott Saccone, I'm on PM Messenger, Facebook. You can get a hold of me. I'd love to have a discussion with you side by side right here on Messenger. I mean, on the Facebook Live video, put you right in the square right next to me. We can talk about it. Hell, I'll ask you some questions. I'd like to interview you. Okay? Just want to let you know, you're not the only piece to the puzzle. You've been riding live with Bobby Allen. Thank all of you. Peace.